Hi, I'm James from RV Sales Australia in Melbourne, and this is our Regal Sapphire motorhome. The platform we start with is the Mercedes-Benz 519 long wheelbase Sprinter in the cab chassis format. The Mercedes-Benz has 190 horsepower. This particular motor is the 4-cylinder twin-turbo variant with 450 Newton meters of torque, and they partner it up with a 9-speed automatic transmission. Now, we are currently on the passenger side of the motorhome, so we'll go over some of the external features of the motorhome and we'll make our way back over to the interior cab of the Mercedes a little bit later on and talk through some of the further features that the Mercedes has. At the top, there is a large Carefree 12-volt electric awning. And now here we are with the Carefree awning fully extended. One of the features of the awning is the LED strip that runs along the interior barrel. Just below the awning vinyl are 2 awning LEDs. The windows that we utilize on the motorhome are an aluminium framed dual glazed window, and they have a slight tint on it as well. So same window throughout the whole exterior of the motorhome. Just below on the left and right hand side over here, these circular looking things are the external speakers. There's a picnic table over here. Now I've just dropped down the picnic table, and one of the features is this map of Australia and the Regal logo down here in the corner. There is also an LED with a switch at the top of the picnic table. Just to the left is a waterproof 10 amp power point. Then there is a 12-volt socket down here, so you can have a compressor plugged in and pump up your tires if needs be. A double USB port over to the right, and an antenna port in the center if you wanted to bring one of the TVs that's featured on the interior that I'll show you in a moment outside and place it on the picnic table over here. You'll be able to watch TV. Now, just to the left of one of these exterior speakers is an entry grab handle, and it's got a built-in night light or a white LED depending upon what you elect. Then below there's a couple of holsters here for the exterior storage compartment doors to remain open, so it's just been held up at the top over there. These lockers are all lined with checker plate, and you'll see them throughout the exterior of the motorhome. The one just to the left of the main entry door actually features our 2 lithium batteries. We utilize 120 amp lithium battery, and there's 2 of them, so 240 amp hour worth of lithium is fitted as standard on all of our motorhomes. Now, if the standard battery capacity of 240 amp hour worth of lithium isn't sufficient for you, we can go and increase the size of the batteries or go and even include an additional battery if needs be. So it's just really dependent upon what you plan on doing with the motorhome, where you plan on going, how much free camping you plan on doing, because this is going to dictate the battery amp hour that we suggest. Now, just within this battery compartment, we go and install an ePro battery monitor shunt from Entryway, and this is hooked up to one of the positive terminals of these lithium batteries, and I'll show you a little bit later on when we go inside, but there's actually a battery monitor that gives you a percentage reading at that current time, and that's linked up to this shunt over here. Now, I've just opened up the main entry door to show you where the switch is for the electric step. So the switch is over here, and then the 12-volt electric step is fitted below the entry. There's a couple of LED lights in the entry as well. The main entry door that we utilize is the Dometic, and it's currently magnetized to the wall of the motorhome over here, but I'm going to go and detach the outer door from the inner door by flicking this lever, and now our fly screen door is exposed and the outer door is still connected to the wall of the motorhome. Being the 519 model of the Mercedes Sprinter cab chassis, the rear wheels are actually a dual wheel. This allows for the vehicle to have a GVM of 4,490 kilos as standard, and our clients even have the ability to go and increase the GVM of the vehicle up to 5 ton. Now, I've pulled the Sizzler barbecue out and hooked the hose up into the barbecue bayonet down there that's integrated into the wall. The Sizzler barbecue actually features a 360 slide, so you can rotate the barbecue left and right, and This is what it looks like with the lid open. Now we're just at the rear of the motorhome, and we'll start off at the top. There is a reverse camera fitted up there. When we go into the cab later, we'll show you where the reverse camera screen is and where it displays. There's a window just below. At the bottom, there's a couple of tail lights and a number plate bracket. Now just beyond the number plate bracket, at the rear of the motorhome is the spare wheel for the vehicle. So spare wheel in the center over there. On the left here is a 95-litre fresh water tank. In the center is a 50-litre grey water tank with an outlet running off to the wall over there. And then just to the right, on the opposite side, is the second 95-litre fresh water tank. These tanks are all covered in gal sheet protection. As part of the chassis extension at the rear of the motorhome, we include a provision for a tow bar. So some clients like to upgrade to the tow bar, and our motorhomes have the ability to do so. So just on the driver's side of the motorhome are 2 lockable water tank fillers, and then to the right of that is an external shower with hot and cold water. Now I've just locked away the outdoor shower, and there's another little lockable box down here. Within this lockable box is a few features. There's the mains pressure inlet down here in the right hand corner. Just to the left is the quick fill system. So there's 2 valves. You flick these valves and it'll actually fill up your fresh water tanks while mains is hooked up to the motorhome, instead of having to utilize the water tank fillers over there. There's also an outlet tap at the top, and as mentioned, it's in a lockable box, so you can just close it off and nobody can touch it. To the right over here is the toilet cassette box, which we'll open in a moment. Here is the Thetford toilet cassette. We'll have a look at the actual toilet when we go inside a little bit later on, but that just locks away like so, and it's in its own little box. There's another LED light on this side. Now on the driver's side of the motorhome, there's 3 lower lockers. So in the first locker, we've got the 2 4.5 kilo gas bottles featured. There's also a wheel chock fitted over here on the right in a little holster. In the center over there is the regulator. And to the left of the gas bottle compartment are 2 lower storage lockers. Just above the central storage locker is the Swift 28-litre hot water unit, and this is operable off 240-volt electricity or gas. So dependent upon where you are located, that's going to dictate what power supply option you choose to utilize. Just to the right, there's another 12-volt power socket and antenna point if you want to utilize the TV on the driver's side instead. And then below is the 15-amp mains inlet with circuit breaker on the right. Now the Mercedes-Benz steering wheel is packed with features. The right trackpad over here allows you to control the screen here in the center of the cluster and go through some of the features. At the moment it says we need fuel. It's got 54 kilometers, and the digital speedometer also comes up. And then also featured on the right hand side of the steering wheel are the cruise control features. So it's got adaptive cruise control, so you can set the distance with the vehicle in front via these 2 little switches. There's the dial over here to go and set your speed, cancel and so forth. The control over here on the left hand side is for your mobile when connected via Bluetooth or Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. The trackpad on the left-hand side of the steering wheel allows you to control some of the features that appear on the center console screen. The Mercedes also features Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so the USB-C port up here in the center console is utilized to hook up to your phone. It'll charge it, and Apple CarPlay or Android Auto will then appear on this center screen. This is also a touch screen, so not only can you control it from the steering wheel, your passenger can control it by touching the screen. There's a few buttons down here for the volume and powering the screen off and so forth. The climate controls are just below, so heating and cooling are controlled from here, and demister and so forth. There's even a total of 8 cup holders in the Sprinter. There's 4 down here, there's 2 up there by the storage compartments, and then there's even another 2 down here on either side of the door. As I mentioned earlier, the motorhome has a reverse camera fitted, and the display screen is actually clipped on over the rear vision mirror, just at the top over here. And above the cab there is even a little lockable storage door, so you can put your valuables in here and lock it up with the actual key of the Mercedes. All of our Mercedes are ordered with the motorhome pack. The motorhome pack features these extended mirrors. The driver and passenger seats have armrests. They also have swivel seat functionality, so these seats rotate 180 degrees. The vehicle actually has a 93-litre diesel tank as part of the motorhome pack. And due to the driver's seat being able to rotate 180 degrees, it also has the ability to drop down the handbrake. So the handbrake can stay engaged and you just push it down so that this swivel seat functionality doesn't hit it. The motorhome construction features a couple of different techniques. The left, right and rear wall are actually made of this composite material. It's 2 sheets of fiberglass bonded together with an XPS foam core center. It's a closed cell construction, so you can submerge this piece in a bucket of water and it won't withhold any of the water once you pull it out. And the floor of the motorhome is made out of a thicker variant of this composite sandwich panel construction. The roof of the motorhome has an aluminium frame construction. It's insulated and has a fiberglass sheet roof on top. Now we'll just make our way inside the motorhome. On the left we're greeted with an entry grab handle, partnered up with the one here on the right. There's a fire extinguisher on the right over here. There's also a couple of switches. The one on top is for the entry step that I referred to earlier. The black switch over here is your main 12-volt cutoff switch. And then this switch here on the left is for the LED lights in the entry steps. Now, I'm just going to make my way inside the motorhome. This particular motorhome is a 2-berth. So there are storage cupboards fitted above the cab area of the Mercedes. We can also do this in 4-berth configuration. So instead of there being storage cupboards in the Luton Peak, we go to a bed and then we incorporate seat belts in the seating area over here. To the left of the entry is a singular seat with a lagoon leg table. So that table can rotate. There's a headrest for the seat as well. In the corner is a double power point and a USB/USB-C port to charge your phone. There's a switch over there for the LED strip just above, and then there is also a map reading light in the corner. I've just opened up one side of the overhead cupboard above the seating area that we were just discussing. So on the left over here is a mini fuse box. There's also a battery protector over here in the top left-hand corner for the lithium batteries. There are the 2 switches for the hot water unit, one to power it off 240 volt and one to power it off gas. So the Swift 28-litre hot water unit has the ability to run off 2 different power supplies. So if you're free camping, you'd go and run it off gas. Whereas if you have mains hooked up at a caravan or motorhome park, for example, you would go and run it off 240 volt electricity. In the right hand corner over here is the ePro battery monitor, which is linked up to the shunt that I referred to earlier when we were looking inside the battery box. At the top over here, there's a circuit breaker for the solar controller. There's a couple of fuses for the 2 solar panels that are featured on the roof. The motorhome comes standard with 400 watts worth of solar on the roof, so 2 200-watt solar panels. If that is not sufficient for you, we can go and increase to a 3rd solar panel and even incorporate a Gray Anderson on the exterior of the motorhome to allow you to plug in an external solar panel, like a portable fold-out one, for example. Quite common, customers like to do that because they'll have shade on the roof, and if there's shade on the roof, there's minimal sunlight on your panels. So having an auxiliary panel plugged into a Gray Anderson might be effective for you. this is the control for the inverter slash charger. So at the moment we can see that our two 120 amp hour lithium batteries are at 40% charge, or 42% charge I should say. If I go and hold down this button, I'm actually now powering on the inverter of the motorhome. So as standard, we go and fit in a 2000 watt inverter slash 80 amp battery charger from Entryway. The inverter's powered on, it's converting the 12 volt power from the two lithium batteries on board over to 240 volt electricity and distributing it to all of the power points throughout the motorhome. So the interior power points and the exterior power points are all now being fed with 240 volt. So we can see that we've got power going to our microwave, and you can just go and utilize it, and we're essentially free camping at the moment because we do not have any power or water hooked up to the motorhome. So incorporating an inverter like we have allows you to easily utilize any of your 240 volt day-to-day components like your microwave, a hairdryer, a toaster, and so forth within the constraints of the inverter being 2000 watts, and allows you to utilize those components while you're free camping. And then once you're complete, you just simply go here, hold the button, power it off, and now you don't have any power going to any of your power points. And below the passenger side seat over here is where we actually incorporate the inverter slash battery charger. So it's situated in this lower compartment down here. Just above the circuit breaker and fuses for the solar panels is the DC to DC charger slash solar controller. So this unit is obviously mainly a DC to DC charger and also has an MPPT solar controller built into it as well. So while the engine of the vehicle is running, charge will be sent from the alternator of the vehicle to the DC to DC charger, and in turn charge your two lithium batteries that are fitted into the motorhome while you're driving. Alternatively, when you pull over, the DC to DC charger stops drawing power from the alternator, and the solar controller, providing that you are actually outside, will take over. So you will see some amp coming in from the Sunlight logo, which is the solar panels on the roof. The two 200 watters equating to 400 watts worth of solar on the roof will then start charging the lithium batteries. To the left of the DC to DC charger is the RV secure alarm system. So there's a horn at the top for if an intruder breaks into the motorhome and the alarm is active. There's the unit over there. There is also a GPS tracker which requires a subscription over here on the left, the gold unit. And basically when these triggers, there's one over here on the main entry door. So if the alarm is active and this trigger between this unit and this unit is broken, the alarm will activate and the horn will sound. Alternatively, if someone were to enter the vehicle through the main cab area, providing that the vehicle wasn't locked, the motion sensor up here will pick them up, and then the alarm will actually activate, the horn will sound, and providing that you have an active subscription with the GPS tracker, that will also activate. As I mentioned earlier, the motorhome features swivel seats in the cab area, so the passenger and driver's seat can rotate 180 degrees, and then you can have a larger seating area. With these lagoon legs, they're rotatable, they're also height adjustable, so you can go and lower the table slightly, flip it over like so, rotate it, bring it back in to service the seating area or the driver or passenger seat. And the other great thing about these adjustable table legs is you can swing them completely out of the way and create yourself a nice walkway in the center by pushing them all the way against the seating area at the back. Below the seat on the driver's side is actually a large pot drawer. Again, it has a headrest, there's another double power point, USB, USB-C, few light switches. There's the water pump switch over here on the right hand side to power the 12 volt water pump. So if you're free camping, you can flick that on, and then you'll have water going to all of your water outlets, which will be supplied from the 295 litre fresh water tanks. There's an adjustable fan over here on the left. It's got 3 fan speed options. a built-in timer, so you can leave it on for 3 hours, 6 hours, or even 9 or 12 hours, or cut it off. You can rotate the angle of it and lock it into place. A little bit hard to do with one hand, but we'll manage. There we are. And then you can even go and face it over to the seating area on the left hand side if needs be. In the right hand corner is another map reading light. There's another LED strip running along the overhead cupboard. On this side with the hidden latches, there's the overhead cupboard with a large shelf in the center, so big storage area. So just above the overhead cupboards are a couple of interior speakers for the stereo. There's also a smoke detector just above that motion detector over there. In the cab area, as I mentioned, we have a large storage area. So these doors in the center lift up. They all have gas struts and piano hinges. The great thing about these handles that we've gone to is you can actually see when they are locked, so you've got to press them in, and then that'll signify that your door is latched into place and secure for transit. We spoke briefly about the storage area in the entry earlier, but just above the mini bench top and storage cupboard is a 24-inch smart TV with DVD player. There's a double power point below. The TV is on an adjustable bracket. There's a few switches above for interior and exterior lighting, and also the LED strip that is in the barrel of the awning. And just above is a door with hidden latch, so lift up door with piano hinge and gas strut again, and a 12-volt socket to power the 12-volt TV. There's also a power point up here. This one's linked up to the microwave currently, so top power point over there is dedicated to microwave, and there is an antenna point for the rooftop cowfish antenna, an on and off switch for it too. Just below is the control for the electric Carefree awning. Now to the right of the Carefree electric awning control are a couple of magazine pouches, and this is what the entry door looks like on the inside. There is a privacy little curtain that pulls down from the top, and then if you wish to have a little peek as to who's outside, there's a little magnetic strip that keeps it in place. You can lock the door internally, obviously, by twisting this to the right. Just beyond the TV and entry is the 224-litre Thetford compressor fridge. As I mentioned, the fridge and freezer combination equates to 224 litres, and then just below is the freezer compartment drawer. Above the fridge, as we mentioned earlier, is the microwave from NCE. This is a dishless model, so while you're driving you don't have to listen to this thing rattle around. If it had a plate, there's a little storage area just above, so items that you're not using regularly can probably go up there. There's no gas strut because the door's too short. On this particular motorhome, we've gone and fitted the Gree reverse cycle air conditioner to the roof. This is obviously a 240 volt component. Commonly we will utilize the Dometic FreshJet 7 Series Pro reverse cycle air conditioner as well. As standard, we do not link the inverter up to the air conditioner. We can do so, but we do recommend increasing to a 3000 watt inverter and adding in an additional battery or increasing the size of the lithium batteries that are fitted on board at the moment. Both air conditioner models have adjustable vents on the front and rear and a built-in LED light. Now on the opposite side in the kitchen, we'll go through the components that are fitted. We'll start off at the top. There's a couple of storage cupboards. So there's a lift up door here. Then there is the Pioneer stereo, touchscreen stereo to the right of it. So this is linked up to the internal and external speakers. So you can play music through Bluetooth, aux cord, listen to the radio, put in CDs and whatnot, or even a USB if you wish. Just to the right is another storage cupboard just above the range hood. So this is a concealed range hood. You can click here, it'll drop down the screen. You can turn the LED that's built into this unit on, or then you can start to go through the different fan speeds. If you don't want to look at it, you just tuck it away like so, and then you can drop the door down and it's a slicker look. There's a nice splashback and benchtop material incorporated into this motorhome. Over here on the left, we have a large square stainless steel black sink. There is a black three-way tap over here. So hot and cold water comes out of the first spout, and then the secondary spout is linked up to the filter, which is situated under the kitchen, and it's controlled by this flick mixer over here. Because it's a deep sink, we get a little storage area on the front over here, and then just below, you can see in the far corner over there is the filter. There's also the power point for the induction cooktop over there on the right hand side. The hot water unit is situated under here, so as I mentioned, the Swift 28 litre hot water unit, which runs off gas or 240 volt, is there. There is also the water pump for the fresh water tanks situated down there. To the right of that is the Thetford Domino induction cooktop. So there's two burners there. Below, we've gone and fitted in a gas combination grill and oven from Thetford as well. To the right over here are the water tank gauges. So we link up both 95 litre fresh water tanks to this screen over here, so you can monitor your water tank level. There is a stove switch, so safety switch for the stove over here. There's a double power point above. Just below the combination grill and oven is a large cutlery drawer. So all the remotes for the air conditioner and TVs and even the stereo in here at the moment. We'll go and close that one. And then just below, we've gone and had enough space to incorporate a mini pot drawer. Prior to going into the rear bedroom area of the motorhome, we'll go into the ensuite. So there's a mirror on this privacy door over here on the left. It's lockable, so at the moment I'll go and open it. Open up this door. We're greeted with a wraparound cupboard with bench top, black sink and flick mixer. There's a towel rail here on the left, and then a toilet roll holder in the corner. And above, there is a medicine chest. It's a little bit difficult to film this with a gimbal, but I've just opened up the medicine chest, and there's a double power point in here. Also on the other side is a large mirror fitted on the wall. There is a window in the corner, little storage area with lift up door above, hatch, fan and LED on the top. So the fan's got a couple of speeds, and you just twist that knob here on the left and it'll open up the hatch. As I mentioned before, there is a mirror on the opposite wall too. And then at the bottom, we have the Thetford cassette toilet with ceramic bowl and lid. So the bowl swivels. So I've just swiveled it over to the left a little bit, and when the door is closed, your legs go towards the sink area and medicine chest area. Now on the opposite side is the privacy screen door for the shower. So we'll do the same thing. Go and open this up, and we're greeted with the one-piece fiberglass shower, black flick mixer over here and shower head and so forth. The same hatch and fan with LED built in. Now at the rear is a privacy concertina door for the bedroom area. So now that I've closed the concertina door, we're greeted with the rear bedroom area. The mattress is a pillow top mattress, and the bed frame actually extends outwards, as there is a bolster fitted to the mattress as well. So if you do wish to increase the overall length of the mattress, you'll go and tuck that bolster down and utilize the extendable frame to increase the overall length. And then if you don't wish to do that, you can just push it back in and put the bolster back up like so, or even leave it at home if you don't require it. Just beyond the bolster is a mini bed head. There's a large window above. There's a map reading light on the left and right hand side. On the left over here is a magazine pouch. Above the bed, not only is there 2 map reading lights like I mentioned, there's an LED strip as well. And just to the left of the magazine pouch is the digital display for the Webusto diesel heater. So the Webusto diesel heater is actually located below the bed. The bed is on gas struts, so you can easily lift it up like so. And at the moment we have the privacy screen for the cab area at the front, so the front windshield, the left and right window of the cab, that's the privacy screen there. And the outlet for the diesel heater is on the front over here. And the diesel heater is actually fitted in this box over here. The diesel heater is linked up to the diesel tank of the Mercedes-Benz. So the 93 litre diesel tank is fueling your diesel heater. So there's a large storage area below there also, which I've just dropped the bed back down. And on either side you have a bedside table with a double power point, USB, USB-C port again, wardrobe, very deep wardrobe on either side with hanging rail at the top. And then below the bedside table is a little storage drawer and a cupboard area below. Opposite the bed is a 12 volt 32-inch smart TV with DVD player as well. Antenna point above, 12 volt socket and double power point in the corner. Now directly above the bed is another adjustable fan, and we also have a push-up hatch with built-in LED. And opposite the 32-inch smart TV is a wall-mounted washing machine, and then there's even a little storage cupboard and benchtop below. Now when ordering one of our motorhomes, our clients have the ability to choose from our large variety of benchtop colours, seating area colours, you can even choose fabric if you'd like, splashback colours, floor vinyl colours, and interior door colours also. Our clients also can choose between the stainless steel or black interior pack. So this particular vehicle has the black sinkware and tapware and handles and so forth, but you can get these in stainless steel along with the handles, even the surrounds around the privacy doors for the ensuite and shower, the map reading lights, etc. Thank you very much for watching. My name's James, and if you have any further questions regarding any of our motorhomes or camper vans, please do not hesitate to contact me. I'll put our contact details in the description of this video. Thanks again. Bye for now.